This is Lab 7, Example 8. We have the following function, f of x equals 9 plus x divided by x plus 4. We want to figure out the domain. To figure out the domain, we start with the domain of negative infinity to infinity, unless we have the following domain restrictions. So the first one is you cannot divide by 0, and the second one is you cannot take the even root of a negative number. So we're going to look at our function. So here we have 9 divided by x plus 4. It's a fraction, and there is the possibility that a single value for x could make this divisible by 0, depending on what x is. So we'll have to restrict our domain using this first restriction. There is no even root in our function, so we don't need to worry about the second restriction here, just the first. So when we cannot divide by 0, to figure out what x values can't be in our function, in our domain, we're going to set the denominator equal to 0 because we can't divide by 0. So to do that, we're going to set our denominator, x plus 4, equal to 0. And then we're going to solve for x, so we're going to subtract 4 on both sides. This is going to be x equals negative 4. So when x is equal to negative 4, that means that in our function, we'll have 9 divided by negative 4 plus 4, which this would be 0 in that case. And we can't have that. In other words, our domain consists of everything except for x equals negative 4 in our domain. So, for example, if we are going to draw a number line of all the x values that can exist in this function, we would have everything from a negative infinity to infinity, except for the x value x equals negative 4. So we would shade this region and this region. And another way to write this in interval notation is we go from left to right. So we have negative infinity, and we can go up to negative 4, not including negative 4. So open parenthesis. And from negative 4 to infinity. Like that. And that is our domain. This symbol right here means united. So your x can be, it also can be pronounced as or. So your x value can be anything from this shaded region, which is this part, or it can be in this shaded region, which is this part.